Well, today I thought I would play some of these Little Wonder records that I uncovered in my pile of various records and albums or whatever. And I figured, why not play them on the Pixi Grippa? But unfortunately, either this machine hates these records or they just are that worn. I don't know exactly how old they are, but my guess is the teens or the early 20s. But look at this Little Wonder record number 238. A la carte, simply by band. They don't even give the band a name, just band. Don't even think I've ever seen that on a record label before, and you can see it does have wear. At least this one plays half decently well. The other ones, not so much. I will try them on larger machine, and maybe I'll see if I can dig out the Peter Pan and try it on that one. That's got a slightly larger and less complicated setup for the horn. I mean, there's a very tiny horn in this. It's actually a dual horn. So I'll play it, and you can see what I mean. But the sound is just not really there. And this does play regular 10-inch records. I mean, it's a little awkward reaching under to get the break off and all of that stuff. It will play them, however. It does fit on there. And they play okay, so I know it's not really the reproducer, which is my first thought. It's just the records, I guess. But this one will at least play. Let me see here. Try to do this carefully so we don't do any damage. Not the easiest way to... And there you go. That's about as good as these little records are going to sound on here. The brake could use a new leather. It's not exactly holding like it should. But I think tomorrow we will try the Peter Pan and see if that does a better job with these records. This reproducer, while it is rebuilt, see, it wants to go by itself. Got to find a tiny leather to put in there, which I will one of these days. It is a rebuilt reproducer, new gaskets, half decent diaphragm in there. I might even put a new one. I'm not sure where I got it, but and it did play the 10-inch record okay. So I think it's a matter of just a really worn record, a really worn album full of these little wonders. Maybe it was given to a child who never changed the needle. I mean, you can see it just kind of looking at it. It's got that dull look to it that generally does mean there is wear deep down where it counts. But nice little display item anyway, and they actually do fit these machines very well. I suppose that was really what these were intended to play, because it's awfully awkward to play a 10-inch record. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to bother trying, because it's dangerous doing it one-handed. I'm liable to drop it and break the record. And getting it underneath the reproducer and not dropping the reproducer on it, it's kind of like acrobatics. So we're not going to deal with that. These little tiny phonographs were never exactly known for their concert sound anyway, but I thought it would do a little better than that. Kind of disappointing. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to try those on a bigger machine. Maybe they'll sound a little bit better. Tried doing it with the little tiny needle, but that didn't work out too well. You can barely hear it. Very little volume. You can see the horn on this. It's just kind of, it's like a little scoop. A little metal scoop goes down, and that's right there. And that's that. And let's see if I can show you how that folds away. You just take off this little side horn here, carefully. Because this is a pot metal tone arm. We do not want to break that. Probably a good idea to take off the needle before I break me. And there's a little, I don't know if you can see it down there, a little stand down there. You just got to reach under, push it down, all the while lowering that. There's a little piece of tin I put in there. Actually, I should probably let that run out. Powerful little motor in there, kind of surprising. That it will turn through a worn record. But then it's been fully rebuilt. I did the whole thing up. I believe I put a new spring in this one, or maybe that was the Peter Pan. One of them has a new spring. I forget after a while. Probably the Peter Pan has it. And this little horn would make a nice funnel. This is not much use on the machine. Doesn't really do a whole lot. I forget how that goes in there, something like that. Figure it out after. Actually, I think it goes under the horn. We'll work that out. Yeah, these are really popular kind of novelty phonographs in their day. I did a video on this once before after I first rebuilt it. I remember that. About 2-3 years back. Maybe a couple years back. There was a whole slew of these. The Swiss had their version. Looked like a folding camera. Little, you know, when it's folded and all of that. And the Japanese later copied it as the Mickey phone. You had well, this is the Pixi Grippa, but you had the Peter Pan type phones, which look like a box camera, while the other ones look like a folding camera. And what's the other? I have a German one that's not really a microphonograph, just a small one. It's about a third again as big as this one. You know, this is like a small child's lunchbox. Kind of resembles one when it's closed up. Very simple setup. And crank comes right out like that. Everything folds away nice and neat. And I guess this would play 1 or 2 little Wonder records. We have all different kinds in here. Most of them do actually have regular titles, not just band. Well, maybe they don't. I don't know. Let me take a look and see. I don't want to break any of them because they're kind of sliding. Look at this thing. It's so old. It's coming apart. Yeah, they really don't. I didn't even realize that. Here's another one, number 224. In the Gloaming of Wyoming, duet. There's nobody's name on it. The artists didn't even want to put their name to this work. I don't know why, but they don't. Not really that bad. But what do we got here? Baritone, Back to the Carolina You Love. Record number 20. And there's no names on there. I just realized that now, actually, that there's no artist names in any of these. Don't know why. Sure, there's a reason. I don't imagine they sold for a tremendous amount of money. Maybe there simply wasn't enough profit to make it worthwhile. Well, I'll put that back in a minute, but I'll show you this, how small this is when it's closed. That's it. You know, here's my hand. Look at it, just covers it. But, you know, interesting novelty piece. And today, of course, if you collect small phonographs like this, you can have about 50 of them and not even notice them in your closet. Just stack up like little shoe boxes. That's it. Well, we gave that a shot. Better luck tomorrow. We'll see what the Peter Pan does with them.